So I'm going to start building a bit of a long position here. I took some trades earlier. I basically caught this run up from the 5,000 level at the open. We had this nice push up and I took a couple of longs up through here. So both the accounts are up 380 and 345. So some nice trades from that initial push. And what I'm really looking at here now is essentially for these highs here to get swept. We've got some high volume up here, so that's probably my ultimate target. But I'm just going to try and, I've just got some really small size on because I've had a nice winning morning, so I don't want to give all that back. But I'm just going to build a little position here to see if we can get the break of these highs. So I've got one on at the moment, which was basically from this point, and then I'm going to add another one probably off this high volume node here. So I've just got a limit order just in front of that. And yeah, see if we get filled and see if we can basically have a little pullback, continuation, and then pop through these highs if we get it. It's been another nice little morning. We basically had a big drop overnight. So gold, you can see that was the New York session. We had this big drop down into this 5,000 area, which is what I was watching yesterday, and now we've just rallied strong off that. So my bias is now looking for a long back up into this point of control from yesterday. That'll be my target in order. So my average price now is 38.1. 38.1. Alright, so that's my price there, my average price. And we'll see if we can just get a little kick up back up into this volume area. In terms of my stop at the moment, I've really got a mental stop below this area here, where we basically saw some volume come in. So I'll watch this. I'm just going to look for either we rally up here and I'll get my stop below this low, or if we do drift down and we put in another spike and then rally, I'll get my stop below that low. Break and shove in a good way, then I'll get my stop below the volume. This is nice. So the price is at the very bottom edge of this volume range. So this is a really good spot. We can essentially get to break even and still have good protection in front of us. So now I'm looking at this high volume area here, which we're basically imbalanced up into, but we haven't broke out of yet. So if we can sort of hold this area, pop up and break through this high, I'll get my stop just under here, and we can then use that as protection for the trade. This is all working out pretty nice. This is a good trigger now. So if I wasn't long in here, then this would be a nice entry here, because you've essentially got this. It's a pretty terrible drawing. You've essentially got this little auction that's going on here, back and forth, a dip under, then a nice rally back up. So a good entry would have been a retrace entry, right where price is now, for the bottom edge of that volume to hold, for then the highs to get flushed from there. And then you've got a nice logical spot for your stop. And then we've got this little demand area as well to use as protection, which is, it's basically holding at the moment. Back above this volume now, so I'm going to get my stops under this low to reduce most of my risk on this trade. So pretty good position now. If we get stopped out, small loss, still nice profitable for the day, and I'll call it that. Otherwise, if we do hold this area, this volume area and this little demand area that we've got now off that push, it's basically what I'd be looking to see if we can hold. So it's holding there at the moment, and yeah, see if we can get a push out of this area. That's why it's helpful to track volume and these demand zones, because they'll often act as areas of support for your trade, and then you can put your stop behind all these areas, which helps you reduce risk dynamically during the trade, improving your risk to reward constantly throughout the trade. But this is looking good now. Once we pop this high, I'll get my stops up. Get my stops up to this level, which will basically be under this high volume node here. So then we've got all of that to use as protection, and we'll also have the high. So if we do break out, we'll also have the high and all of that volume there to use as protection to hopefully continue higher. So I'm going to get my risk to break even at this point. So this is a risk-free trade. I'm going to get one off here. I've got this little low volume node here, this little dip in volume. So I'm going to get one off there because that could act as a bit of a magnet to pull price into that point. And then I'll leave the other one to see if we can flush the high. In terms of trailing up, I may look to trail behind these volume areas. So we've got this volume area here that's forming, this little volume area here. So if we can get a close and then the next bar to push, I'll probably get behind this volume area as well, just to make sure I'm locking some in as we go up. Okay, so we're starting to try to pop there. Didn't quite get it. I'm just going to have a look at the volume. Got some aggressive buying at the top there. So you can see we've got a bit of aggressive buying there. Nothing too alarming as yet. Bit of selling coming in. This will kind of be the, this will be really nice if we break this high. We can go below this low, which corresponds to this high volume node. So hopefully we can just continue and get a pop. Need it to pop. Alright, so at this point I'm going to go behind this volume node, getting a nice push up there. Just going to go a little bit lower with my target. I'm going to trail one up. Trail one up as we sort of flush into this target. Alright, so one off there. This next one I'm going to see if we can try and break this high. It's quite a stretch, but I'll trail up as we go as well. So we're forming this volume area now on the left, on the right. So I can go behind this bar if we get another push up. We had a push and then a drop. Okay. Alright, so I'll go behind that bar. That was a nice push. We'll leave it there and we'll see if we want to continue to flush up. To try and bust these highs, and I'll just continue to follow price up as we go. So this has been a really nice trade. You can see we got in an average price down here, and we've basically come all the way up. We've taken first lot off there, so that was a really nice move. And then we'll see what this next one wants to do. We've got some high volume forming right there, so if we can continue to push, I'll get my stop behind that. Because we might find some selling at these highs. Alright, I'm just going to go behind that little high volume area. See if we can continue to push up. So I'm going to go behind this bar if we get a nice push higher. Because we're coming into that low volume area. I want to give it a little bit of room though, so I haven't locked this stop in just yet. So I'm still behind this high volume node. Probably going to get taken out. Alright, that's fine. So basically got them both off at the same area. So that was a really nice trade. Yeah, brought up to 572 for that account, so that's great. And yeah, so it was a pretty nice morning. Just a small little lot on that other account, and we basically have this high volume area dipped under, and then we couldn't sort of dip under. So I just jumped in there on one, fully expecting for price to come back to add maybe back down into this volume area. But it looks like we're potentially just going to try and rip these highs. So again, I'm just going to target. We've got this really nice double high area here. Really nice double high area through there. So I'm actually going to target just below that, because I think we might want to try and flush and hit that. Probably get to break even now at this point. There's no point in averaging into this trade, given how close we are to the take profit. Just a small trade, and this will have me done for the day. Two really nice profitable accounts, just trading for less than an hour this morning. So might as well get it done, make the money, get out of the market, go do other things.